Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. Is my screen visible? Yes?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you all for joining. To have some clarity over what we are saying, I request everyone to be on mute. We will answer all of your questions towards the end, but initially try to understand what is the subject is all about, what we are talking, because today I'm here to give you a small presentation on what exactly this cloud data engineer is and who will be the right people who can master this, what are the job opportunities you have, and will look at this one by one, right? So please listen carefully. The next 1 hour, enjoy and just listen and understand from basics. To get started with, we'll discuss about cloud data engineer. This cloud data engineer, maybe you are hearing for the first time, I know data engineering, or some of them are like, I don't even know data engineering. So what is this data engineering? What is this cloud data engineering? And here is what we will be discussing about this today. So I'm very privileged to talk about myself. You can call me Santosh. No sir, no madam in IT culture. So let's stick on to calling with our names. So you can call me Santosh. I have a decade of experience working in IT, and I'm an MBA graduate. I'm working as a manager in Microsoft. I mean, apart from that, I've been teaching in KSR Data Vision, certified trainer, and along with I've been working with a lot of projects. I've worked with almost 75 to 80 projects in my career in the last 10 years, so definitely I'm here to showcase all of my experience in the form of teaching. With this, the agenda for today will be, we'll talk about what is this data engineering, and the way I'll explain will be very layman terms. You can ask your cousins or friends, whoever is a 10th standard or 12th standard guys, to sit in my class, they will understand. So that is the way we explain in the very layman term. And we will also focus on why it is needed, what are we going to do as part of data engineers, and then we'll talk about our syllabus and we'll see what we are going to get out of this course after 3.5 to 4 months. Now, here, to get started, let's try to bring up some examples. Is anyone in this group who has purchased a new house or a flat without any EMIs? Anyone? Anyone recently purchased a new house or a flat without any EMIs? Anyone?
No.
Not even a single person?
No.
Actually, I'm also a mind reader, okay? More than all this data science or data engineering, I'm a mind reader. I can actually read your mind. If I can buy a house without loan, why will I sit in your class? Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yes. Santosh.
Yeah. If you are able to buy a house without any loans or EMI, why will you sit in my class? Right? Now, why I'm bringing this example is, let's think that you want to buy a new house, right? You want to buy a new, maybe individual house or villa or a flat. So, what is that first thing you look at it? What is that first thing you look at it? The first thing you look at is you have to plan your budget. Maybe I'm looking for 80 lakhs, 90 lakhs. I have to think about my finance, like what state I am, how much I should I go for loan, or how much I'm capable of, right? That is required. And let's focus on building a house. If it is a building a house, ideally you need, ideally you need design and planning, right? You need to have that design and planning. So design and planning plays a major role here, because every new house you have to focus on having the right layout and right design, and followed by you need to find the right builders. Builders should be there where you can hand it over to a civil engineers and they can take care of it. So you need a hiring a right contractors and labor is required, and all your internal design, furnishing, safety, everything is required. So these are the few things that you will be looking at it if you are building a house, right? Now, if you're having a budget planning, design layout, hiring contractors, why is the third point is only highlighted? Because those are the guys who are going to help you to build a new house, right? So those are the guys who are actually helping you to build a new house. So here, what we will do here is we will try to hire some contractors and labor management. For example, you will be having some advertisements. We help in designing, we help in renovation, we help in maintenance, or we help in constructions, we help in carpentering, painting, laminating. So all of these are advertisements where you get the contractors, right? Now, why we are relating this contractors here is contractors are the guys who are going to help you to build your dream house. Now, here to get this contractors and labor management, which is a key important step to build a house, let's try to relate it with our data cloud engineering. What we will do? People always talk about the outline or the house, but no one knows the pain, how much pain or how much efforts is required to build this house, right? So today you go and just switch on your switch, automatically everything runs, right? And you just go and turn your tap, automatically the water flows, right? Everything is structured for you. But in the back end, you know how much of efforts has been taken, right? In the back end, there is a lot of efforts that has been taken. Few of them are you have to set up the electric wirings, right? Without electric wirings, you cannot even have a one complete house. Plumbing and water supply, which is the most important. Wherever you go, you turn your tap, automatically the water flows, right? So you need to have that a proper supply, and you need to have a furnitures, internet, wi-fi setup, securities, backup in case if there is no power, you need to have the backup, power backup, right? So all of this is really needed to set up your new house. But in the bracket, what you see is the same thing that is required for running your pipelines and projects in data engineering as well. Now, how it is related? Just like you're setting up the electric wirings, setting up your plumbing and water supply, you need to have the data pipeline, data infrastructures, data modeling, data connectivity. And in fact, in your house, you would have installed CCTV cameras. Why CCTV cameras is required? Security purpose. Same thing, tomorrow if I want to protect my data, I need to have that data security, right? So today we are talking about a backup. In case suddenly if there is no power, you need to have that backup. So imagine you have some inverters which can give you a power supply for temporarily. But what if I say you that data also should be backup? Something happens to my data. This should be data backup, right? So all of this, I want to relate it, and people will never ever appreciate the builders. The builders are the guys who are actually building this house, right? So if you talk about this design, if you talk about this design, it is so perfect, right? You have your car parking, you have a steps, you have your terrace, you have your proper balcony. So people only appreciate the outside, but you know the real effort is taken, how the interconnectivity, how the interiors, how the plumbing supplies is required, how the electrical grounding is done. So that is where it is really important. People never talk about the backstage people here, right? So here, if you're talking about all the works, right from electrical wiring until the cleaning and maintenance, everything what happens in the back end has to be taken forward. So this way, a very shocking fact, your data engineers are never noticed because we are all working in the back end, right? What you do while building a house, setting up the foundation, setting up the plumbing, water supply, furnishing, security, is what we are also doing here with the data, but we never been talked outside, right? So most underrated role is data engineers, because people say that, oh, data engineers, okay, fine, but what does data engineers do, right? So let's try to understand in detail, right? Now, let's focus on one component, in your house. You use washing machine in your house, right? You use your washrooms and you use your bathtub, right? And you use your wash basin. All of this you use at your home, right? If I go and turn my tap on, I'll get water. If I go and switch on my switch, automatically the water flows, right? And the shower, everything you see on the screen, every single person in this group are using it. But what is happening in the back end? You see a lot of connected pipes. You see a lot of walls, right? You see a lot of walls. You see a lot of meters. You see a lot of different sizes of the pipe. You know what? All these are not visible to your naked eye, right? It's all in the back end. You just see this one, two, three, four. The highlighted one you see in your house. But how it is interconnected? The moment you turn your tap, automatically the water flows. The moment you switch on your washing machine, automatically the water comes in. Right? Wash basin, 24 bar 7 water. Now, how this is all connected? How this is all connected? Well, there is some pipes that has been attached, and the way the internally it is. See, this is what it looks in the back end. I have taken the exact image how it looks behind your wall. But we are never aware of it, right? We are not aware of it. We are just aware of what we are utilizing it. Have you ever thought there is a motor on top of my house and there is a tank, and if I turn on my tap, how does the water flows directly to my wash basin or to my shower? How that is happen? How does it happen? Have you ever thought about it? Well, in the back end, what we are seeing is actually a water pipeline. What do you mean by pipeline? You start at one place, wherever it is required, the water flows in and we get what we need. That is what is water pipeline. In the back end, there are lot of connected pipes. There are lot of connected components. Well. What if I say you that instead of water, just put on our data. Instead of the things which you see as a usage, just think that as an application. Just think as a database. Just think as an analysis team. What they need the data to be flown from different components. And here we go, just like a plumber is doing all this work, and your work, my work as a data engineer is also related to plumber. But if I call it as a plumber, doesn't make sense or it looks very odd. So let's call ourselves as data engineers. Who are we? Data engineers. What work we are doing? The same plumber, what they are doing, they are playing with water, we are going to play with data. Well, we'll talk about more in our role. What does a data engineers do? Just like all the interconnected pipes and the data flows from one place to another place, here we are going to track how the data has to be flown from one system to another system, right? So similar to water flowing, here the data will flow. Similar to what plumber is doing in setting up all the pipelines, on button, off button, meters, size of the pipeline, here also we have to do the same thing. But we will be playing with data movement, they will be playing with water movement, right? Now, with all this, imagine when we are building a house, this is you as an individual. You go to a design architect who actually gives the plan. This is how my bedroom should be. This is how my hall should be. This is how my kitchen should be. They give you a plan. They give you a plan. And from the plan, we build a house. Who is going to build a house? Builders. Builders are the guys who actually build the house, but they don't have any plan as such. They are taking the advice from another person who is actually a design architect. from the design architect who has given the outlay of the plan, these guys, builders who are building the house. Now, similarly, let's talk about data engineers. So, what data engineers will do? Clients are there. Clients are there. Now, clients will come and tell to a data architect, okay, I want to build a pipeline. Data is coming from this place. Some of the data is coming from application. Some of the data is coming from website. Some of the data someone is sharing. So there is a data architect who tells us what are the tools and technologies that I have to use for building a pipeline. And who are we? We are data engineers. Who are we? We are data engineers. Just like what a builder is doing for building a house, the same thing, data engineers are the guys who are actually building the pipelines. What pipelines? Data pipelines. They are actually working on the field. You are going to work in front of the system. That is all is the difference. That is all is a difference. Here, as an individual person will come and request for a house. Here, the client will come and request for the pipeline. Here, there will be a design architect who will be designing the house plan. And here, there is a data architect who will come and design the plan for us. So, the actual builders are the builders who are building the house. And for us, it is the data engineers. It's you, it's me who is going to help them in building the data pipelines. With this layman explanation, we have top 3 data driven technologies: data analyst, data scientist, business analyst are all the top 3 driven technologies which is driving most of the IT sector. Without data analysts, it's difficult to run the show. Without data scientists, it's difficult to predict the future. Without business analysts, it's very difficult to understand the business. So, all the 3 which you're seeing on the screen are the top 3 roles of IT with data technologies. And if you're all wondering, come on, you're talking about data engineers. Where are data engineers here? Well, the data engineers are the root for everything. Without data engineers, you will never be able to have any project in data analyst, data scientist, or business analyst. We have come to a stage where without data engineers, you can't even have any role. Just imagine building a house without plumbing work. Just imagine. Just imagine. You have a beautiful house. You have a beautiful villa. But there is no proper plumbing work. What will happen? If you turn on the tap, water flows and you're not able to close it. Or if the tank is full, the water flows down and it is full. Your room will become like a swimming pool if you don't have a proper plumbing work. You have a very good outlay, but if you turn the tap, there is no water. What is the point? What is the point in having a beautiful house without a proper tap fixed? What is the point in having a beautiful luxury house without no water in your washrooms? Doesn't sound like very hard, right? How are we going to manage this? So, all in all, you take any role, data engineers are the root. Very proud to say that I'm a data engineer who is helping and who is guiding all the other team to run the show. Right? So, what exactly this data engineers will do now? We've got to know about a plumber work. I am trying to relate that to a data engineer, but how are we going to solve this? How are we going to understand this? Right? Now, we will give a pause and we'll talk about data. Today, everyone is talking about data, data, data. What is this data? Without data, there is nothing here, right? You open your WhatsApp, you get a message. It's a data, right? You go, you look at this cricket scorecard. Yeah, it's a data, right? What happened yesterday? How many of them are like? How many new companies came in? How many new travels came in? How many new users came in? How many new customers came in? Everything is a data. Data, data, and data, right? Now, currently in the market, The data is growing in a very, very huge manner. Now, how are we going to manage this? Right? We have a question mark. So let's figure out a simple use case. We all know Geo, right? We all know Reliance Geo. If I ask you how many of you are using Geo, more than 50% of your people will be using a Geo, including me. I also use Geo. But if you see, Geo came or launched in the year 2016. So it's like 8 to 9 years old, right? So before that, it was Reliance. Before that, it was like Reliance CDMA, Reliance GSM. But Geo was launched in September 2016. And today, we can proudly say that it has 439 million users. 439 million users, and you are one among them, and I am one among them. What this guys does, they provide the a telecommunication service, like they provide you internet service, mobile service, call service, right? Now, all of this, they get the data from different teams. They get from satellite data, they get from your mobile data, you use your internet, you use your modem. All of this, they get it, right? So, as a company, if I ask you, if I go to a Geo or Reliance Geo's CEO and ask them, hey, can you tell me how much revenue you're generating? Do you think it's a straightforward? Definitely no. They have to collect all the revenues. They have to collect all the profit, cost, like employment count, employment salary, expenses, like cost involved, providing the service, network usage, satellite usage. So they are spending a lot and they're earning a lot. So how will I go and track it? For this, we need a guy. Who is that? First, we need is directly I cannot go and deploy any other person. First, I need a data engineers. What data engineers will do? They'll collect the data from different sources. They'll collect the data from different sources, right? So this data that you are collecting, we have to get the data from one place, right? And we will be collecting the data from apps, application, your mobiles, right? So all of this, we have to get the data and then we have to collect it and then we have to store it at one place. Now that is where the challenges comes, right? Now who is going to help us? Don't worry, we are here. Who are we? Data engineers, right? Now let's take about social media. Today, all the 80 people who is sitting in this class, you got this information about the course from social media. Most of you got from WhatsApp, most of you got from LinkedIn, most of you got from Instagram, and most of you have got from different social media. So what our team has done, right? Our team, the KSR team, they have sent you a message. They make sure that we have not sent a message duplicate times. Even though you are like a follower of KSR Data Vision in YouTube, even though you are a follower of our LinkedIn or Instagram, we made sure that we have sent you only one time, right? So how are we tracking this? We collected all the information from all the social media, like how many of them have requested for a course details. We have collected everything. We have organized it well. We have done the data cleaning. We have done the data transformations. We have done the data modeling. And then we have sent a message to you all people. Now, this is what as a data engineer we will do. Once we have the data from different platforms, we collect it. Who are we? Data engineers. What we do after collections? Maybe we have to remove the duplicates. Maybe we have to remove the null values. Maybe we have to remove all the abnormal values, some special characters, white spaces, some additional error messages, error records. All of this I will have to remove. Who are we? Data engineers. And finally, we send it to our team, and that team takes care of the data. So this is with respect to a social media example, right? Now, with this, let's talk about a healthcare. Yesterday night, I was wearing my smartwatch and then I slept, right? I was wearing my smartwatch and I slept. Today morning, you'll not believe, it is showing me how much hour I slept. Sleep data. How was my heart rate for the entire night? How was my heart rate? Was my blood pressure? How much time I slept? What was my oxygen rate? What time I woke up? Was my sleep disturbed? Every single information, you will not believe I got that in my smartwatch. Now, this smartwatch data can be shared with my doctors to judge my health. And there was a lot of news that has been circulating, and even you would have noticed it. The guys who are wearing Apple Watch, right? Their heartbeat, it's been continuously tracked, and they can detect an early heart attack. How is that possible? How is that possible? That's the work of a device. They keep tracking every single data of your heartbeat, and that goes to a pattern analysis, right? Now, if you go to a doctor, right, you go for anything, first they ask us, if a cancer patient goes to a doctor, the first question, you know what doctor asks? Do you have a family history? That's the first question. You go for a diabetic. The first question doctor asks is, your parents have diabetic? Your grandparents have diabetic? Now that is where the data plays importance here, right? So when a doctor is judging the disease, they ask every single information. They take all of your past history, the past diagnosis history, your family history, your family background, the device that you're wearing, your proper sleep, what is the food you're taking, what happened yesterday, all of this. You go for a giddiness or your tiredness. The first thing they ask is what you did for 1 week. Did you have enough sleep? So all of this data they're gathering, and they'll prepare one file. Who is preparing? Maybe doctor is preparing. In our case, data engineers are preparing this data for us, right? So this is with respect to a healthcare use case, right? Now, all in one, even during the COVID time, even during the pandemic time, the only domain which never failed was healthcare and banking. So how do banks make money? Everyone is investing in bank, everyone has a bank account, right? Every single person have a bank account here. You're having your money there, right? So how do banks make money? They have different type of accounts: saving account, current account, salary account, saving account, fixed account, right? And then you have different type of loans. In the recent times I heard that there is also they are giving loans for marriage, it seems, marriage loans, home loans, vehicle loans. Now how banks are making money? A lot of people who have invested in the left side, you see the accounts and deposits. Those money the banks are lending to other people who are in need. Those loans has been collected like vehicle loan, home loan, commercial loans. So they pick from one people and they give it to another people, and this is how banks are making money. Now, how bank has to collect all of this? They have to collect all the information from accounts, cards, like pricing, investments, all of this, and then they have to create one centralized storage. They have to store it here, and then from there they have to do the analysis. So, as a bank person, who they need? They need data engineers. What data engineers will do? Data engineers will gather the data from the different accounts, different customers, different vendors. Who are we? Data engineers. What we do? We do data cleaning. What we do? We do data transformations. What we do? The data is not proper, duplicate accounts, maybe some null values, special characters, white spaces. Who is going to clean? We are going to clean. Who are we? Data engineers. And then finally we dump them into a source. So different use case. You talk about a healthcare, you talk about a social media, you talk about a telecommunication, let it could be anything. You always need a person who has to gather the data from the different sources and who has to collect it, who has to organize it. Who is going to do that? It is none other than data engineers, right? So with this all these examples, one thing we got to know is data is really needed. We have to gather from different source, and we have to do some data cleaning, correct? Now here, forget about bankings. How many companies are there? How many applications are there? Right? If you go to a Play Store and if you download apps, you'll not believe you have 3.5 million apps that is available in your Android phones. We hardly have 25, 30 apps in our phones, right? But the overall, we have 3.5 million apps. So that means 3.5 million companies are there, if I'm not wrong. Everyone will have their own app. Everyone will have their own website. Now, how are we tracking this? Every app needs a business. Every app needs data. Every data needs a data scientist, data analyst, and the core people, data engineers. So all this data is collected, it is gathered, it is analyzed. You need that platform. You need that data storage. You need the system. Correct? Now, forget about all this. The most widely used applications, if you see, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, Ola, all this, if you see, it is all came into the market in the last 15, 20 years. We are in 2025 now. 20 years back, we got YouTube, right? 15 years back, we got WhatsApp. 14 years back, we got Instagram. Forget about it. 7 years back, you got Google Pay and Phone Pay, which now today has been one of the widely used to transfer money. Right? There were a situation in my past where if I want to deposit some account, I have to go and stand in the bank for hours, and then I have to write a challan, and then I have to put it into a counter, and then I have to wait it and I have to come. Right? And what if I say you that in the last 4 5 years, I have never been to bank. I have literally never been to bank. Everything I'm doing it in online. Mobile banking, net banking, Google Pay, Phone Pay. What else you need? And that's how it is making our work easier. Right? So we are talking about data. We have 2.37 billion users in Facebook, 1.5 billion users in WhatsApp. So guys who are thinking, what is this billion? It is 1.5 into 10 to the power of 9 users. And oh my God, what is this number of users we have? Right? So with this, how can we handle the data? The data is coming in a very fast way. Who can process it? Who can clean it? Who can collect it? Now that is where we need guys. Correct? Now, we are talking about apps, but what is happening in every minute? What is happening in every second? You see that 1.7 megabytes of information is created every second. Forget about everything. I am there here, right? My screen is shared. My audio is getting generated. The system is recording. How much data it is getting generated? Every session I take, it is almost equal to 1 GB of data. Where will I store this? How will I process it? There is some external noise that is coming in. How will I remove that noise? There is a dog barking next to my house. So how will I remove that when I go for a recording? Right? Users are watching 41 lakh videos has been watched every minute. Right? In the last 1 minute, there are 45,000 people who have actually posting in Instagram. A new post, new image. And it's early morning, maybe 8 o'clock in Indian time, but it's US, UK, it's evening time. So even they are using Google. Even we are using Google. Google is actually processing 40,000 searches every second. Who can process this? How fast the systems has to be? How the data has to be collected? Have you ever thought about it? Now, this is where we are stuck in the digital world where the data is growing very, very fast, but we are not able to store that or we are not able to process that. So, that is where we need a specialist person who can handle this. Who are we? Data engineers. We are the specialist people who are going to handle this data in a very smooth manner. Right? Now, there is no word called data. Now everything has become big data now. Right? What do you mean by big data? A data which is very big. Right? We are struggling to process. We are struggling to we are struggling to store. We are struggling to process. And you know what? The biggest culprit is internet users. A life without internet was so beautiful, right? We still remember that when we were kids, we have been taken to a terrace, we have been showing a moon while having dinner. And today's kids, they use YouTube and smartphones to eat food. That's how the technologies have changed, right? One day, one day, you just feed your kid food without showing your smartphones, and you'll feel the pain. And we were the generation who have witnessed everything. So life without internet and life with internet has created a major impact. So the biggest culprit to get this data generated is internet users, smartphones, sensors, smart devices, and user friendly usage. You need not master any school or college to use your smartphones. And in fact, your kids use better than you. They're not mastered, right? So the user interface has changed rapidly, and all of this are the culprits. Today the data is generating like anything, right? Now, okay, fine, data is getting generated. Who asked you to store it? Can you ignore it? Can you ignore it? Why are you worrying too much about data? Let people use it. Let people generate data. What is your problem? Live it out. Today morning, I was just talking to Mahesh. I was asking, how many people have researched about data engineering? He was saying that, oh, few of them have reached out us to LinkedIn, few of them have reached out to Instagram, few of them have reached out to Facebook. Okay, fine. I said like, oh, fine. And there was only one guy who reached out in Telegram. Okay, only one guy. I said, fine, ignore it now. One guy, what is there? Just ignore it. You focus on LinkedIn, you focus on Instagram. That is where people like almost 100, people have reached out to us in LinkedIn and Facebook or Instagram. So let's focus on that. So we thought of ignoring that one guy in Telegram. It's a one person, right? So we thought of ignoring. You know what? We ignored that person, and we got to know that that person was actually a school principal or a college principal. In case if we have had that interaction with that college principal, who knows? He would have sent all our students to KSR. Almost 400 to 500 students would have got it from that principal. But what we did? Just a one person, right? Ignore it. So that one data point ignorance had made us to lose 400 students from that particular college. Now you should be knowing how important that one lead was. Now you should be understanding what that one person has created an impact. Now that is where data is very important. You cannot ignore the data. Every single data point is very, very important. You can't ignore. The live example I've told you today our team talked to every single person. We sent a message to LinkedIn users. We sent a message to Instagram users. We sent a message to our Facebook users. But we ignored one person who is actually a Telegram user. But you know what? That one Telegram user was actually a college principal. If you would have targeted him rightly, you would have gathered another 400 students, which did not happen. So more data, more analysis, more prediction. Every single business is actually working for money. Why you are all here? To gain some hype package. Why you all are here? To get some good opportunity. Why am I'm shouting here? Of course, for my salary. So every business works with money, revenue. Tell me one company which doesn't even look at the profit. There is no company in the world without looking for profit. Maybe some charity could be there, some social service, some maybe orphanage or maybe like old age. That could be there. They're running for social service. But 99.9% of the entire companies on this planet Earth is to make money, including KSR. So for that, we need data. Without data, how are we going to track it? Without data, how are we going to predict it? Without data, how are we going to make profit? It's practically impossible. I can simply say that data is the new currency for us. Data is the new currency for us. I have read some stories. You have a suitcase or a basket full of bananas. And in the other side, you have a suitcase which has 1 crore cash, right? You show to a monkey. You show to a monkey. Monkey is just seeing a basket full of bananas and a suitcase full of notes, currency notes. It is 1 crore. What does the monkey pick? What does the monkey pick?
Obviously, banana.
But you can buy 1 crore bananas in 1 crore rupee, right?
Because it doesn't process, that monkey's mind doesn't process that it can buy bananas.
Exactly. Monkeys look only at the bananas and not at the money, right? Now, the same scenario, imagine instead of monkey, you are there. You are there. What you will do? You will pick 1 crore rupee, right? Now, I'll give a different example. There is a 1 terabyte of hard disk. There is a 1 crore rupee on the other side. You ask a normal person and you ask them to pick one. The guy, without even thinking, will go and pick that 1 crore rupee. And you give it to me, I'll pick that 1 terabyte of data because I know how to make money with the data. That is what, as a data engineer or a data analyst or a data scientist, will do. We know the value of data. Okay, maybe you go and talk to an illiterate guy, he'll say, what you will do with this hard disk? Nothing is there. I'll take money. But if you ask me, I'm neither a banana, not a normal person. I'm a data related person. I'll pick that 1 terabyte of data because I know how much money I can make with that data. Data is equivalent to your value of your gold, keeps increasing. The more data you have, the more money you make. Right? So every single data point has to be taken care because that is going to drive your business. Now, enough of technical things. Let's come back to some non technical. How many of you watched this movie? No one.
I
Surprising.
watched. I watched.
How is the movie?
I have.
How is the movie?
Like, yeah, it's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Worth of watching?
Yeah.
I heard that this in order to watch this movie you have to spend 5 hours. Is that true? Because the movie
No.
itself is 3.5 hours. And you go to
Yeah.
some good theaters, malls, they'll put some lot of advertisements. Interval time is 15 minutes, parking time is 15 minutes. While you take the ticket, it's 15 minutes. And while you completely watch this movie
Traveling.
into and you have to spend at least 5 hours. Is that true?
Yes. I'm in Pune, so I spent. Yeah.
Okay. There was a one controversy that was happening on this movie. Anyone?
Yeah.
What was the
Yes,
controversy?
That's staffing. Gravity.
Does anyone remember what happened a month ago?
yes.
What happened?
A lady died in between.
What happened on December 4th, 1 month back?
In Hyderabad, RTC Crossroad Sanja Theatre, one lady was died.
Okay. Question to you. Why do you think this happened?
Large crowd gathered in one place without permission.
Any number? Like, what do you see that? How many of them have gathered on near the theater? Like, any guess?
No, more than sufficient. More than it will not taken any permission without gathered a big crowd. That's why I filed a case with on Hero.
It was not managed properly. The cloud was not managed properly.
Okay. I've highlighted one point. The entire incident happened by unexpected large crowd. right? I have mentioned one point which says that the incident happened because of unexpected. They didn't even
Yes.
expect this many crowd will come, and it happened. And if I go and do a complete research on this, it was hardly like 500, 600 people, or maybe let's say 1,000 people. So 1,000 people have gathered near the theaters, right? And this incident happened. A place where 1,000 people were not being managed properly, we had a death, right?
Yes.
And the main reason happened because no proper arrangements, no proper planning, and this has not been handled previously. They were not prepared to handle the situation. Just a month back, December 4th, it has happened, and January 2nd, I'm talking to you on this. I've got you the latest information here, and he was arrested, he was released on bail. All these are stories. But the incident happened because they did not have the proper arrangements, they did not have the proper planning, and they were not prepared to handle the situation. 1,000 members, if you're not able to manage outside your theaters, what if suddenly your data also flows like this into your laptops and systems? Suddenly, there was a crowd and you are not able to handle it. Tomorrow, KSR application or Amazon application or Google application, what you would do, suddenly data also flows like this. All of a sudden, everyone starts joining KSR. All of a sudden, many of them are like registered. All of a sudden, many are buying on a order date. Imagine Amazon has released a big billion offer. Everyone goes and purchases at the right time. What will happen? Server crash. They were not able to handle the data. After all, 1,000 people a theater is not able to handle. What if I get billions of records every second from different applications? Where can I go and manage it? Do you have the capacity to handle? Do your database, do your systems, do your application have the capacity to handle? What you will do? Data is flowing like anything. All of a sudden, if 80 people have joined this batch, suddenly 90, 100, 50, like 150, 200, maybe 1,000 people if I join, how can I go and manage it? So we have to be prepared. We know what is that number of people who have expected to join on January 2nd. We know it. We plan it accordingly. Now that is where data handling is also important. We lost a life just because the management did not take care of this. And here, every data point is equivalent to a life year. Because with that, you can generate business, you can generate revenue. How are we going to handle this? Right? Another example. I'm from Bangalore, very proud to be a Bangalorean. The only thing which I hate in Bangalore is the traffic. Oh my God, it's very, very hectic. If I want to go from one place to another place, it's easier to walk than going and traveling in vehicles. You see, the left side visual is the Hebbal area in Bangalore, where we have a IT hub. And you can see how the vehicles are jam packed, right? The only one thing which I hate in Bangalore is traffic. See how many buses, how many cars, how many two-wheelers. It's completely jam-packed. So all of a sudden, Monday morning, if I see this, even ambulance cannot reach on time. The right side image is a well architect, a well designed zero traffic road. It's in Japan. Even if 100,000, 10,000 lakh vehicle comes also, you'll see a zero traffic. The beautiful architecture which you see on the screen is built by Japanese people to tackle the traffic problem. If I want to implement same to the Bangalore, of course, I also need to have a similar plan. So everywhere you'll have a connectivity. From here, if you want to go here, again you will come here, again you will take a U-turn or you'll come here. Everywhere there is a path. But what is this? So all of a sudden, if I get a sudden jam pack, where will I go and manage it? But if I have a platform like this, okay, irrespective of whatever the number of vehicle comes, at any point of time, I'll never be stuck in a traffic. What a design it is. What a design it is. Now, this is what is being implemented to have a very smooth transition and the movement of vehicles. I repeat, the design which you see on the right side, it is a well new architect, civil architect who has done it to have a zero delay, or I can say that it is a free movement of vehicles. What if I say you, same type of architect design we have to build in our data pipelines to have a free movement of data. Rather than free movement of vehicles, I'm saying that free movement of data. Now that is where your skills is required. How the data flows from one system to another system, how fast it can be processed, and how quickly one can process the data, and without any delay, how am I getting the data from the different data sources. And that is where your judgment as a data engineer will be implemented. So as a data engineer, you have to create a architect, you have to create a platform, you have to create a engine and system which has a very free movement of not vehicles. It's all about data. Okay. So with all this, now we have to build a system which can tackle heavy data, different type of capacities. Suddenly it flows. How are we going to manage it? All of this. Now let's get into the subject. Let's get into the subject. After 55 minutes of examples, now is where we'll see what is this data engineering, and all the stories and examples what I've given is only for layman explanation. Now here I'm here to talk about technical things. Now here for the next 15-20 minutes, listen carefully. We are talking about technical terms. End of Pushpa, end of story, end of all these examples. Let's talk about technical things. Who is a data engineer? A data engineer is a guys who gather the data from different sources. Some data they gather it from orders, some data they gather it from peoples, some they get it from offline vendors, some they see the analysis. So extracting the data from the different data sources will be the first roles and responsibilities of a data engineer. Then transform it. What do you mean by transform? A lot of data will come with incorrect mappings, maybe special characters, white spaces, some mistakes will be there, and some abnormal special characters or maybe missing values, duplicates, everything will be there. How can I handle this? For that, we need a transformation layer. So transformation layer is where you clean the data, you transform the data, you organize it well, and then you store it into one system, and that system will be a well specialized company's database where you go and dump it. So who is a data engineer? Data engineer is the guys who actually extract the data from the different data sources in the form of a different file formats, and then they do the transformations accordingly, and then they load it back into a different systems, and this is what is actually called ETL. So the shortcut for a data engineer, or you can call it as another name, is ETL developer. E for extraction, T for transformations, and L for loading. So a guys who are capable of doing all of this is what is a data engineer. Right? Now, why it is needed? As I told you, if KSR has not talked about the Telegram user of one user, we would have missed the business there. So the data engineers are really needed for every single company. You take any project, you take any company, you take healthcare, you take even a normal grocery shop, you even take a normal vegetable seller. What is this vegetable seller is doing? Certain vegetables is getting from one shop, certain vegetables is getting from the market, certain vegetables is getting from the superstore, or everything is collecting. He is also a data engineer. Maybe he is not playing with data, he is playing with vegetables, right? So every business needs a data engineer who gets the data from the different data sources, and you have the more data, you will have a more analysis, more predictions. And without data engineers, it is very true fact to say that you will not have data scientists, you will not have data analyst, right? You need to have the data first. So data engineers is needed. Without data engineers, it's very tough to go and imagine, does all the roles exist or not? And today, in today's world, very safe to say that in 2025, we still say that we have a lot of issues in a lot of companies' data, and we lack a lot of engineers because we don't have any talented engineers who can help us in cleaning and transforming the data. That's a true fact. Today, why I'm speaking about engineer, why you're all listening here, it's all because the companies need data engineers, but they don't find data engineers, and that is why we are all sitting here. Right? Now, as I told you, in the real world, data we get it from different sources. Some we get it in the file format, some we get it in the databases, some we get it in the order format, some we go get and do an online offline purchase, everything. So we have to extract the data, we have to transform the data, and we have to load the data. That is where this ETL stands for: extraction, transformations, and loading. All of this is needed to run the show, right? And now, you know what? You know what? There is a surprise for you. Already, there are many ETL tools in the market. These are all the tools which is already available, right? There is a Microsoft SQL Server Integration Service, Oracle Data Integrator, SAP BO, Informatica, Ab Initio, SSAS, IBM InfoSpace Information Center. All of these are already an existing tools which is already there. What these tools can do? These tools can extract the data. These tools can transform and clean the data and can load it into another system. All these are already there. Now a question to you. Can anyone guess in this which tool we are going to learn? Already these are all there. We have to learn one. Which one we are going to learn?
SQL Server, sir.
Which one?
I think
SQL
as
For
Server.
all on-prem one, we are going to learn data cloud.
SQL Server.
Which tool we are going to learn in this?
SSIS.
SSIS. Very good. What
Microsoft
about others?
No, actually, these are all on-prem
AWS.
one, right? On-prem ETL tools.
Okay. The
Cloud
guys who are
service.
saying that we will learn this, we will learn that, let me tell you, these are all tools which was in the past. Okay. I'll give you an open challenge to everyone. In case, if you're any of your friends, relatives, mentors, or any of your known people who is actually working in IT, you go and ask them, is there any new project that we are going to start with any tool which is you're seeing on the screen? And if they say yes, we are going to start a new project in one among the above, I will give you a blank check as a reward. I repeat, you go and ask anyone who is working in any of your IT roles, and you ask them, if you are starting a new project in any of these tools, I'll give you a blank check. There are a lot of applications which is already existing. Okay, that I'm not saying. A new project. If you're starting a new project on this tool, reach out to me. I'll give you a blank check. Your life will be settled. When I confidently say this, that means that no application is actually being started now. These are all the tools which they have started 10 years back, 15 years back, which they currently are using. But this systems has actually been a overload. Now we have come to a stage where these tools are not capable of handling the load. And that is why we are moving from traditional ETL to Cloud ETL. We have come to a stage where we are stopped using all of these traditional tools. What is a traditional tools? It's a old tools, and we have now jumped to the cloud tools. Okay, so we have jumped to the cloud tools. What is a cloud tool? We will be jumping to cloud. So we will not be doing what you have seen in the on-prem, but we will be moving in the cloud. So why cloud it came into picture, we will see. Why cloud it came into picture, we will see. Why people are not using these tools, we will wait and watch. Okay. So now, what do you mean by ETL? Extraction, transformations, and loading, right? So if you see here, we are getting the data from the different sources. We are doing some data cleaning and we are putting into a certain system, and that will be used by BI. This is what ETL does. This is what we are also going to do. And this part is what we are going to do. Wherever the ETL is mentioned, that is what we are going to do as part of our projects, data engineering projects. And to do this ETL, we already have these tools. But are we going to learn this? Definitely not. And that is why I'm saying you take this as a challenge, you go and explore. No new projects will be started from this. All the old projects which are existing will also be migrated, and we are also in the progress of migrating these tools. Okay. Now, we'll see why we are not using these tools. As in then, maintenance cost. If you want to start a new project, the cost of these tools are very, very big. Very huge. It's very huge. Where will I go and use this? Right? It's very hard for me to buy a new product. It is also increased loss of data. Suddenly, if the data is flowing, and what if my tools will burst? What if my tools will explode? I will lose the data. Company's limitation. We need some extra IT support. All of this are the challenges that we are facing while using these tools. These tools are also being used even now, but not as a new project. Some old projects, old applications, 15-20 years back they have done it. All these are existing, but every company has agreed to migrate it to cloud. So they have now come to a stage where we are trying to move this to cloud. So if you are looking for what tool we are learning this, none of this, because all these tools has a lot of problems. What are the problems here? The problems here are maintenance cost, investment cost, IT support, and performance also is been bit of trouble. Okay. Now, let's see how are we going to solve this on-premises problem. Now, let's see how to handle this big data. We have come to a stage where data is very big. Let's see how to handle this big data. Imagine I am storing the data in Excel or CSV file format. How much maximum I can store? I can store up to 10 lakh records. This is a maximum data I can store it in Excel. If I go to a database, 5 GB. If I want to go to a MySQL database, 2 GB. But every class I record, it's almost like equal to 1 GB. The entire course will be 2 terabytes of data. Now, where will I store this 2 terabytes of data now? My Excel is not sufficient. My database is not sufficient. Where will I go and store? Right? KSR was launched in 2017. KSR was launched in 2017. In 2017, we were actually having a very small data because we were running only 2 batches. So we had almost like 1500, maybe 200, 300, students in our first year. So what we used to do, we used to store it in our laptop only. I used to store all the KSR data in my laptop. The charge and the spendings of my laptop was 1 lakh, one laptop, where I was spending for data management. What do you mean by data management? I'm collecting all the student information, how many of them got placed, how many of them got into which company, how many of them coming to us from different sources. So we used to collect it, and even now I can show you all the KSR data is present in my personal laptop, which you are seeing in front of the screen. But do you think this is enough to store all of my data? Definitely no, because 2017 we were a small company. Today we have a very huge fan base. Today we have a very huge number of students. Where will I go and store all of this data? Never mind, we'll buy 10 laptops. So the data which was there in KSR was 1 terabyte. Today it has changed to 10 terabyte. So can I go and buy 10 laptops? All good? 10 lakhs only. Can I do this? Can I do this?
No.
Absolutely no.
No.
Do you think KSR does not have 10 lakhs? Why I cannot do this?
It's not about the money also. Like you have to maintain the 10 laptops.
Yes, that's a very good point. It's not about 10 lakhs here. I have to go and manage this 10 laptops. Tomorrow, Mahesh will come and ask you who has got the highest package. I cannot go and operate all the 10 laptops. I cannot figure out who has got the highest package in every system. And then from every system, I cannot go and take a total. It's highly impossible. Okay, hope you all know Ramayana and Mahabharata. Even in Ramayana, Ravana had only 10 heads, not 10 hands. So where can I go and operate all these 10 laptops at once? I have to hire people. I have to give them salary. So it's all going to be a complicated. It's very struggle for me, right? So with all this, I try to find a way. We'll see what way we can have it. Okay. Does anyone have a dream of buying a house? Does anyone have a
Yes, sir.
dream of buying a house?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Santosh.
Don't scold me after this example. Don't scold me after this example. If I was in your position, I will never buy own house. I'll never buy own house. Lot of times I have got for a cheaper price, but I said no, I am strictly against buying a own house. I don't like own car. I don't like own house. I don't like anything to be owned. You know why? Here is an example for you. Imagine you want to buy a new house, 80 lakhs. I'm taking a very decent house. If you're looking for any metro places like Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Bangalore, it even goes to 1.5 lakhs, including land, right? Now, new houses, 80 lakhs. Welcome to India. We are all in India. So, registration is 8 lakhs. And nothing comes like you just like that. You will buy a house through a broker. Broker 2 lakhs. Interior design, a proper kitchen, a proper well-designed interiors, 10 lakhs. Home appliances, geysers, fan, AC, lights, 2 lakhs. Water connection, plumbing setup, have the connectivity from your tank to your house, 2 lakhs. Electricity, meter, wiring, cost, 1 lakh. And you have to stay, you have to pay maintenance, right? In case if you have a cleaning, if you have a maid or maybe in anything, it could be a maintenance, another 5 lakhs. Welcome to India. Property tax, 5 lakhs, 5K per month, right? So 5K for maintenance, 5K for property tax. Property tax comes around 60 to 70,000 per year. So I'm just dividing by 12. So it's a yearly one. I'm paying as monthly 5K. So to own a house, You have to spend 115 lakhs as a initial investment. And apart from this, 10K every month, which I'm taking 5 months, 5K for property tax and 5K for maintenance. Except maintenance and property tax, everything else, it's like a initial investment, 1.15 crores. And you know what? I'm just taking a decent amount of 80 lakhs. If it is metro city, it can even go for 1 crore, 1.3 crores, and the overall investment goes to 115 to 145 lakhs. So 1.15 to even 2 crores, depending on your place, right? And you know what? When I asked in the starting of the class, how many of you have a resolution? Everyone said, oh, I want a job, I want that one, I want this one. But no one said that I want to be happy. And you know what? Buying a own house gives you some discount. Gives you some discount. If you buy a house for 1.15 crores with EMIs, the discounts you will get is tension, work pressure, stress, sleepless nights, and worrying. All this comes as a discount when you buy a house. Do you all agree? Do you all agree?
Yes, I agree.
So you buy a house, you'll get a discount. Do you want that? Do you want that?
No.
EMI, every month EMI, every month loan, every month one or the other things will come. That complaint, this complaint, property tax, maintenance, 115 crores you have to go for loan. Whew, oh my God, what a complication you have to buy a house. And you know what? I am not into this category. When I asked how many of you have a dream house, everyone is raising your hand. And I'm not into this category. You know what? More importantly, I'm a person who always prefers rent house. No maintenance, no property tax, no renovation expenses, no initial investments except I need to pay the advance. And more importantly, no worry, no EMI, no stress, no tension. Hardly I will spend 15,000, 20,000 per month. I'll take the rent house. The guys who are buying a own house, do you think they'll carry this to their grave? Definitely no. While we die, nothing we take. Just to live a life. Why to buy all this tension, stress, EMIs?
And
Live simple. Buy a house. Rent a house. Pay 15,000. These guys are also paying 10,000. 5,000 for maintenance, 5,000 for property tax. Another 5,000 I am paying as a rent. If anything goes wrong in my house, I will call the owner to fix. If the plumbing work is there, electricity bill not working properly, I will not do because I'm staying for only rent. I will bring the owner to fix it. Most importantly, no worry. Why will I go and worry? Someone is there to manage. I am staying here for only for rent. If I don't like this house, I can easily go to another rent house. I can go to hundreds houses where I can go and pay rent. If it's a own house, you have to stay here. Whether you like it or whether you don't like it, you have to stay here. Now tell me, am I smart enough to take this decision to
yes,
stay in rent house?
you will get tax rebate also for this one.
Yeah. What else you need? Come on, let's be practical. No stress, no tension, no EMI. That is what is killing people, right? So anyone who had the idea of buying a house after this example slowly dropping off? Anyone? Anyone?
Yes, me.
Me.
Here, I would like to drop this idea.
Thank you. Somehow I
I
give some
don't drop
idea.
my
Sorry?
intention buying a new house. But as you said, like how you segregated it, but my intention is to buy a house after I have enough of money. That
Um, I mean,
because
after of
when
enough
I
of money
want,
is fine, but I'm talking about the expense and the tensions you will get it. See, when I say own house, you can buy when you have money, but I'm saying when you're going with the loans or when you're going with the EMI, you also carry some discounts with you. What is that discounts? Health issues, EMIs.
with different example, I'm already carrying. So with enough of money, I'll buy a new house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, house definitely everyone's dream, but personal suggestion is living a rent house is also good.
No, no,
Now, you
we're
know
talking
why I
about
brought this example here? You know why I brought this example? In KSR, I am known for teaching, right? I am known for teaching. They have hired me as a trainer. Now, if I only teach everything, I only collect all the fees, I only talk to each and every student, I only manage the entire data system, I only do everything, one fine day I have to fall because I will be overloaded. So rather than these companies where we were talking about all the on-prem services, managing everything in on-prem is difficult because expense I have to take care, cost I have to take care, and whatever the issues it comes take care. Everything I have to take care. My life has become so challenging that I cannot handle everything. So let me give this to someone else. And who is that someone else? So rather than buying a house, I'm actually renting a house. Similarly, rather than buying a tool, I will rent a tool. And that is where your on-prem and cloud comes into picture. So on-prem is owning a house. Cloud is renting a house. On-prem, buying a car. How many of you own a car? It's very difficult to maintain. Petrol, right? You have to maintain a petrol. Or maybe I can show you that example as well. I can show you that example as well. Just give me a minute. If you are looking for a car example, I'll give you a car example also. See, imagine I want to travel to work and my favorite car is Creta, but I don't own it. Simple. So to buy a car, 18 lakhs, insurance and road tax is 2 lakhs. Welcome to India, GST 18%. Popcorn itself, they are charging GST as if they will not charge for car. 18%. Up and down office, 50 kilometers a day. Petrol, 5 liters per day, 12K. Maintenance, 5K per month. Cleaning, 150 rupees per day. It's a black luxury car, so obviously you have to clean it every day. Overall spendings, 20K per month. And apart from that, initial investment is also somewhere around 21 lakhs. So 23 lakhs is the initial investment for buying a car. Along with that, every day 20K, I mean every month 20K as a spending. This is if you buy a car. And you know what? Life is so good. And thanks to Ola and Uber. No maintenance, no petrol, no cleaning, no insurance, no initial investments. Just pay 13,000 per month as your expense for traveling. No tension, most importantly. And if you're driving, you have to take care of it. Maybe if you have a driver, you have to pay for driver. Or if you are driving, you have to drive with tension. What if suddenly someone comes and touches? What if suddenly makes one accident? And you can't even do. And you know what? I can sleep and go to my office. I always prefer rent. And that is where now what we are thinking now is why you have to go for owning a house, owning a car, or owning a machine. Just rent it out. Ride sharing, food ordering, maybe cloud, where I can do a dry cleaning or renting a house, right? Now, all of this example, why I'm giving you, because there are some vendors, there are some cloud services which is going to help you into do this. So if you go with the cloud services, they are going to manage your database. They are going to manage your system. They are going to manage everything. You simply take care of the classes. You simply take care of your role. Everything will be, they will be managed. And that is why the cloud services are beautiful. Come on, yaar. I'm talking about 1 terabyte or 10 terabyte of KSR. Just imagine the entire planet is filled with people and the companies. The total data that has been there all over the applications is 40 gigabytes. And what is gigabytes? Gigabytes stands for 10 to the power of 24 zeros. And what? This is still only 2020. If I talk about 2025, we have seen 175 gigabytes. What is this 175 gigabytes? 170 followed by 10 to the power of 24 zeros. And I was talking about just KSR. Where will I go and store the data? Where will I go and process the data? How can I manage this? And that is where I have cloud services. Right? What do you mean by cloud? Someone is there to help. I'm just using the service and I'm paying them money, paying like a rent, paying like a bill to Ola and Uber, paying like a rent house. Cost effective, unlimited. You keep traveling every day in Ola and Uber, unlimited. You only pay for what you are using. You stay in a house, unlimited you stay. You pay rent. All these are flexible enough. And you know what? There are 4 cloud services that we have. That is web service, Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, GCP. All are this something which they provide you services. Okay. So with this, today, what we have seen is a data engineering. Will continue tomorrow to understand what is this cloud data engineering. So today what I've explained is only on data engineering. As a data engineer, you have to gather the data, extract the data, clean the data. But where are we doing? We are going to do in the cloud. No more on-prem. No more on-prem tool. We have seen a lot of tools, but we are not using. We will directly do it in the cloud. Which cloud we are going to learn? Wait for another 23 hours. Will continue tomorrow. Okay. So with this, we'll stop here and I can answer all of your questions. So please ask your questions one by one and I can answer all of your questions. Tomorrow you'll get to know what is this cloud engineer, how long this course is, who will be the right person, and how much package you can expect, and what are the things you're going to learn in this, what will be a roadmap, and what will be the job opportunities. Everything I'll cover tomorrow. But today I wanted to make you understand what is this data engineer. Any questions? Any questions?
I just
Santosh, I have a question.
Yeah.
We are showed data in cloud, right? How secured it is?
See, cloud is known for secure. In fact, if I drive a car, okay, I'll not take much of interest. But Ola and Uber, if you say, right, their only intention is to serve customers, right? Their only intention is to serve customers. Similarly, you take any cloud, their only work is to serve the companies. Their only work is to serve the business data. So security wise, all top 3 cloud services, including Google, Google is a brand. Microsoft, Microsoft is a brand, right? Amazon is a brand. So they are top notch in providing the security. They're dedicatedly working for that. So obviously you will get that security. So nothing to think about the security or data breach.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hi Santosh.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so actually, I have one question regarding this course. So actually, currently I'm working for business intelligence technology. So I have been working for 8 years. So now I want to upskill. Okay, so which course should be correct for me, like cloud data engineer or data analytics, full stack, the Power BI and Fabric?
You're already a data analyst, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What tools you are using?
Yeah, Oaks, Oracle Analytics Cloud.
Okay. See, actually, this question will be answered tomorrow, but still, I would like to give an insight is Already when you're doing a report, you should be knowing what type of challenges that you're getting in your data. The data is not clean, the data is like not proper. You are doing a lot of data cleaning, right? So data engineers will be helping this. If you want a very high package and you want to get settled in a very strong career, undoubtedly it's data engineer. Data analytics is also good. You will also be able to see anything with data, it's always good. Data science, data engineering, data analysis is always good. But data engineers are the high package, like you'll be paid very high. Data analytics, it's like a bit of less coding. You need not learn any coding as such. You will also have a good growth. But nowadays, a competition is more, right? If you ask me, in my team, I am looking for data engineers, but data analysts are all well settled. So the projects are doing good. You have to take a call. Are you looking for a high package? Or are you looking for a safe job? That is also needed. So if you're okay with the moderate, go for data analytics. If you're interested in a high package and a very strong career, choose a data engineer, but it is tough, but it is really worth to go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hi, Santosh. What is the difference between Snowflake and this cloud engineering?
See, Snowflake is also a data engineering, you can do it, but Snowflake comes with one small data warehousing system. In this clouds, you can do everything. It's like an ocean. It's like an ocean. If you ask Snowflake, Snowflake is like a maybe I can talk it about like a lake, a very small one where you will be able to do only certain works. But your cloud services are like an ocean. You can do lot of things. Both we can use it depending on your project need. We will be choosing the cloud services.
Hi, Santosh. In the this data engineering course, I'm from it's like basically non-IT background, but now working as a means like a business analyst. So and knowing the Power BI. So is it recommended to learn this data engineering because I'm not much having the knowledge in SQL or Python. So, is it recommended to me to join this course, or I should try with other course like Azure only or something?
See, what I spoke for the last 90 minutes, did you understand?
Yes, yes, yes.
So this is how we will be teaching everything from scratch. Okay, you take SQL, you take Python, you take PySpark, everything we will be teaching from scratch. So you need not worry about I'm coming from a different background. A lot of freshers, a lot of people who are working in non-IT were able to master this subject. So it's not like only people who come from IT will be able to crack it. Nothing like that. Anyone who has that passion to learn will be able to crack it. And in fact, we teach everything from scratch. This is recommended because if you learn this for the next 10 years, don't worry about any other skill. If you're learning any other skill, right? Again, after 2 3 years, you feel like, okay, upskilling. Again, after 3 4 years, again, you have to upskill. So you have to keep on reading. But this is a stable role as of now. Maybe at least for next 8 to 10 years, you need not think too much about other roles. This you can stabilize your career. So coding will be there, but we will make it easy. Anyone can learn this. It's all about practice. What I teach, the same day if you practice, anyone can master it.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I
Hi,
also have.
Santosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Santosh, I am having experience in Power BI desktop. So just wanted to know, are you going to cover integration with that? Integration of, I mean, Azure Cloud or anything with Power BI
Yeah, I will
in
be
this?
showing you few examples how you can connect from your uh, pipelines to your Power BI report. But
Okay.
you will not be, I mean, you cannot expect any report in Power BI. That I'll not be doing. But
Mm-hmm.
integration part, I'll be helping out.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Hi, Santosh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Organization using AWS and GCP.
Sorry, your
So,
voice is breaking.
can you hear me?
Yeah, tell me.
In organization, AWS and GCP are using, but I I'm interested to learn Azure. When I put it in practice, applying, is it good or is it okay?
Saying I'm getting a lot of disturbance in your back and I'm not able to understand your question. Sorry for that. There's a lot of disturbance. I'm the only person who's not understanding. Can anyone repeat his question?
No, I'm in office and canteen based now.
I'm sorry. It's still, there is a lot of
Okay,
disturbance.
fine.
Can you drop a message in the chat?
Sure.
Yeah, hi Santosh.
Yeah.
Myself Sushma. I have a. Do we require to learn any prerequisites before starting this?
Yeah. The only prerequisite is you need to understand what I'm speaking. Simple. Everything else will be from scratch.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Hello, Santosh. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, good morning, Santosh. This is Mali. Santosh, I'm currently having 3 years of experience in Power BI. So if I'm learning Azure from scratch and if I'm trying to get a place in a good company, like can I able to expect the same package what the 4 years people are getting or how it's going to be?
See, assuming that you are 3 years experience and you are a Power BI developer, if you are looking for another Power BI developer in another company, the package you can get is 15. But if you learn data engineering and then you go, that 15 can even become 20. So the package that you can expect as a 4 years guy, if you're going as a Power BI developer only, it could be 15 to 16. If you're going as a data engineer with the Azure as an add-on, you can expect 20 to 21.
Understand. And one more question from my end is like, will you cover Fabric also in this Azure Data Engineering course?
Yes,
That's
yes.
an overview.
Yeah, we will cover that.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, hi Santosh. Good
Hi,
morning.
Santosh.
This is Srikanth from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please share me course content 1 or 2 minutes. Please share course content once.
Yeah, we will do that tomorrow. Our team is working on the like formatting, and we are including cloud, right? All cloud. So we will be sharing that tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be explaining what is the course duration, what is the fees, and what is the structure of our flow or roadmap, syllabus. Everything we'll be sharing tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hi Santosh. I am Naveen. Okay, I am working SharePoint administration. Shall I move from the data engineering? I have
Yeah.
8 years of experience.
Definitely, any role, data engineering will be a good fit if you're looking for a high package. But I mean, I'll tell you very openly, this is a tough subject, but if you master it, you will get that reward. So you will get a very high package. So anyone, you're a SharePoint developer, you're a Java developer, you're a testing developer, you're a fresher, you're from any background, learning this will always benefit you because you're learning the top 3 cloud services, which will always be a upper hand because most of them are learning one cloud, but you're learning all 3 here. So it can create some impact.
Okay. Yeah, I have already 8 years experience. That is the reason just I am asking. Santosh.
Yes. Irrespective of your experience, this role is rightly suited.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Santosh.
Hi Santosh, this is Vinod.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have 2.5 years of experience as a data analyst, but I know Tableau and Power BI. But in my organization, I am getting work on only SQL, like Hadoop request and creating stored procedures. So I want to work on Tableau and Power BI, but here I didn't get any chance.
You didn't get any chance. You should have looked for other opportunity because you already know Tableau and Power BI. But this role specifically, if you're upskilling and if you're moving out of BI, this could be a right opportunity for you. If you're looking for Tableau and Power BI, you can look for another opportunity. But if you're looking for upskilling, this could definitely add you because I'll tell you your problem. Even if you get into a Power BI and Tableau, right? After 2-3 years, again you have to upskill it. Again, they will force you to learn ETL. Again, they'll force you to learn cloud. So again, you can never come back and learn again, right? So better you learn now itself. Anyhow, you have to jump with the cloud knowledge. You'll get some high package.
Okay.
But if you want to play safe, I don't want to write coding. I'm looking very much in only BI. You can still go with Tableau and Power BI. Maybe you have another course where you will be learning only Power BI in depth. If you already know Power BI, no need to learn. But the problem is after 3-4 years, again, you have to upskill.
Okay. And one more thing. This question to you, Santosh. And why did you reject your Google offer? Google and Amazon.
I rejected Google and rejected Google and Amazon offer because they asked me to come to office, which if I go, I'll not be able to contribute here. So for
Okay.
me, working with KSR was more passion than working with Google. If you go to Google, you have to work like a slave. You have to go to Amazon, you have to work like a slave. So 10 hours, 12 hours of work, pressurized work. In fact, I'm a person who doesn't even take risk. I don't even go for a loan just because I want to be safe. So in that time, KSR was me a right opportunity for me to have a smooth job. In fact, I'm love at doing this rather than working for some company. So we work for KSR. We inside KSR we work for projects. We get some projects, and we get students trained here. Students get offer. What more precious than is required? So that's why I choose this option rather than going to a Google offer.
Okay.
Santosh, side aside.
Yeah.
So are we just going to cover data architect as one of the module in this, that how we architect before just making any operations on the data engineering side?
Yes. Before building the pipeline, one has to decide what are the services that we are going to learn. So that is what we are focusing. It would say around 10-15% of your data architect, but 80% of your complete data engineering, where you will build the pipelines. That is how the breakage will be.
Thanks, Santosh.
Any more questions?
Yes, hi Santosh. Very
Yeah.
good morning. Myself Shahzeb. And Santosh, actually, I'm familiar with SQL and Excel, and I have been working on these two tools. So I'm a bit confused. Which one I should? Azure data engineering or cloud data engineering?
See, Azure data engineering is a part of a cloud data engineering. Cloud means you will be learning 3 clouds. Azure means you will be learning one. So if you want to look for only Azure based companies, go for Azure data engineering. In future, if they ask anything like GCP or AWS, again, you have to learn, right? So probably we are teaching everything. So it's, if you feel it's a over hectic to know all three, you can also go with one cloud. Azure data engineering, because Azure is what we are learning extensively here. Okay, more of Azure we'll be learning here. GCP and AWS we are giving some small background, like what are the related service. So another 20 days it will be extra. That's all. From Azure data engineering to cloud data engineering, another 20 days it will be extra. Nothing much difference.
It means this course will be better than Azure data engineering.
In this cloud data engineering, we will be focusing completely on Azure data engineering. As an added advantage, another 15 to 20 days, you will get some cloud knowledge, that is GCP and AWS. But if you go with Azure data engineering, that is also well and good.
Okay. And the next question is Santosh, can I directly try for a data engineering role rather than working a data analyst role?
Yeah, you can directly go for a data engineer role.
Because I haven't worked as a data analyst. I am
That's
working
fine.
on SQL and Excel.
That's
So I
fine.
want to try directly data engineering role.
Yes, that's completely possible. You need not have any role to master this. Anyone who want to start fresh also can go for it.
Okay. Thanks, Santosh.
Yeah, Santosh, this is Lakshmi this side. So I don't have any prior knowledge on coding. I work moderate on Power BI and Excel and SharePoint. Can you help me whether I can go with the data engineering or Azure?
See, data engineering, Azure, both are same only. In data engineering, we'll be learning Azure. So, to answer your question, right? See, everything we will be teaching from scratch. Just like before learning a language, we'll be teaching ABCD, right? Similarly, in coding also, we will be teaching everything like ABCD. So, trust us, you will get that coding knowledge. But the only thing is, you have to also practice. And even if you're going for a non-coding technologies, for example, you're a Power BI developer, you want to get into Power Apps, or if you want to get into something called Fabric also, in future, there'll definitely you have to write some or the other logics. So SQL logics, DAX logics, everything is coming with some logics, right? So same thing we'll be doing it in Python and PySpark. So you can take a risk because here we are teaching everything from scratch. We doesn't think who is experienced, who is a fresher. For us, everyone is same here. We will be starting from zero only. Everything will be starting from scratch. But the only thing which is required from you is on the day, same day, you have to practice it. That's the only mantra to master it.
Okay.
Hi Santosh, Ashima here. Just wanted to confirm one thing. Is there any separate batch for Azure Data Engineering?
This is Azure Data Engineering only. We will be
Okay.
learning some additional cloud. If you want to drop out from the cloud, if you want to learn Azure Data Engineering, this course is the right course. Okay. So
Okay.
in this
Okay.
cloud, if you're looking for 3 clouds, it's cloud. If you're looking for 1 cloud, it is also part of this. We'll be focusing completely on Azure Data Engineering only with some additional extra knowledge we are giving. That's all.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hi, Santosh.
Yeah.
This is Venkat. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Santosh, probably this question is
Can you bit
to
louder,
you.
please?
Yeah. Can you hear me now properly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I just had a quick question on as part of the cloud data engineering course. Um, just a overview of like what tools will we be learning like in Azure or in AWS or in GCP? Just a high level overview of what tools will be learning.
See, in terms of syllabus, we'll be explaining tomorrow. Extensively, we'll be learning Azure here. All the hands-on experience, projects, everything we'll be doing it in Azure. GCP and AWS, we will try to give you a related services, what we'll be, how we will be building a project. All this we'll be giving you in GCP and AWS. So, majority of the concepts we will be um, doing only in Azure. So Azure is our main service.
Hi Santosh, this is Karthik here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I get a recording of this session by any chance? I have actually missed the session.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you'll get it. You'll be able to get that in our course, and we'll also upload this in YouTube, so you should be able to
thank
get
you.
it. And in fact, the entire course will be recorded. So even if you are missing few classes, you should be able to get that anytime. So recordings will be accessible for 1 year.
Thank you.
Hi, Santosh.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between data architect and cloud data engineering here?
See, data architect is a guy who designs the services to be used. And knowing one cloud, we can call it as a AWS data architect or Azure data architect or GCP data architect. Guys who know everything, we call it as a generalized word, cloud architect.
So, is it like a cloud architect oriented, your point of view?
What we are teaching is a data engineering, not data architect. So data engineering means you have to, I was like giving an example, right? Builder and designer. So we are not going as a designer here. We are going as a builder. So we have to go and build the data pipeline.
Okay.
So we will be a cloud data engineer here.
Yeah. And one more thing, 90% you are covering Azure only. So, okay, in that case, what about AWS and GCP here?
AWS and GCP, we are covering as part of how you can tackle in case if the company is preferring to implement the same projects in AWS or GCP, right? How you can tackle it, how you can handle it. That type of knowledge is given. Completely, if you're looking for GCP or completely if you're looking for AWS, this is not the right course. But completely, if you're looking for Azure, this is the right course. So the need of all 3 cloud is for making sure that you get more offers, more opportunities, and you can choose the best one. So because companies are looking for multi-skilled and multi-talented, and we are in 2025, right? We already know how the market was for the last 2 years. So for the last, see, personally, last 2 years we were focusing only on Azure data engineering, but now we know what the companies are looking for. So now, according to the market, we are also changing the trend. Company needs multi-cloud, so we are teaching multi-cloud. So it is all up to the expectations of the roles that we are getting. So if you're mastering multi-cloud, you will get more opportunities.
Okay. What is the salary structure, salary package in, okay, let's, right now I'm getting 17 LPA, okay, 10 plus years. So what kind of package I will get if I learn cloud data engineering?
What is your experience?
10 years.
For 10 years, actually speaking, you're underpaid. For 10 years, I've seen a lot of past students who have got 40, 45 for the cloud engineer as well as a data engineer.
Okay.
What would be our class
Four
timings?
times, 5 times your experience should be your expected package. For example, if you're 5 years, you can expect 20. If you're 10 years, you can expect 40. That is what you can expect as part of this particular role.
Okay. How many months this course?
5 months.
5 months. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So what would be our class timing, Santosh?
It's the same time, 8 o'clock to 9:30 IST, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions in the chat, so let me answer that. Nowadays, everyone hiring for experienced people who have hands-on experience in data field. Getting invites and calls, they are looking for experienced person. But I'm a fresher to this field. I'm switching to data. So if I learn and build projects also, how should I face this question in interview calls? See, even though you don't have real-time experience, guys who are interested in hiring, right? They look at your portfolio. Like, for example, LinkedIn post, or if you have GitHub, what projects you have done. And also, if you are a fresher, we can also promise you to provide some internship letters that you have worked for KSR. So that should add on to your profile. And we will give you some task internally. We'll also work on some projects. After that, you can show that internship experience to the company. So that is where you can prove yourself that you are experienced. So obviously freshers will always have a tough task in getting the interview calls, but we'll make sure that you learn from us. We will give you whatever is required. Any more questions? Okay. So with that, we'll stop here.
We'll get any certifications, Santosh, here?
Sorry?
Certifications.
Yeah, completed certification, you'll get it.
Okay. Like AJ
Santosh,
600 like that, Santosh.
Sorry?
Like certifications is there, no? AJ 600 like that.
No, that is Microsoft certification. We will get
Yeah,
a
yeah.
completion certificate in here. But if you are learning from us, if you are practicing on daily basis, you can clear any certification by yourself. But you have to pay
Okay.
extra for that to a Microsoft. Probably we will try to get some discounts for getting that. But at this point of time, course completion certificate, you will get it. But it is not that useful because you cannot go and say that I have learned from here, I've learned from here. That is not possible because end of the day, you are going to show some experience, right? So our
Yeah.
certificate might not be helpful, but if you are taking any Microsoft certification, you should be able to clear it after our course.
Okay. Okay, Santosh, thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, Santosh, I have a question. So if I'm already aware about the Azure data engineer, so should I go with the another another cloud, or should I go with DevOps so that I can provide the end-to-end solution to the
If
client?
you are aware of data engineer and specifically Azure, I think that should be more than enough. If you really want to upskill, maybe DevOps could be a right option. But yeah, for you both will suit. Learning Google, GCP and AWS also may help you. DevOps may say helps you. DevOps could be a better option because you already know data engineering, right? So better option will be DevOps.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hi,
come with your
Santosh.
more questions. Tomorrow we'll still discuss with opportunities involved and what we are learning and what will be the roadmap. Everything we'll be discussing tomorrow. Please come up with your more questions. And the first 5 days will be free. So please attend all 5 days. Get used to the teaching and attend it and then take a call. Okay, right now don't ask me anything on fees. When we have to pay, keep all these questions in the last, so that once you get thorough with the subject, once you are getting a confidence, only then we'll speak about the registration. Until then, enjoy the class, enjoy for free, learn it.
Santosh, one small question,
Yeah.
if you allow. Yeah. So are you guys planning for DevOps engineering as well?
Yeah, DevOps, it will start somewhere in the next 20-30 days. We'll be keep you posted. We are looking for the slot. Once it is confirmed, we will be informing you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Santosh, this is Doreswamy Hanumantu.
Yeah.
Just I would like to discuss with you one-to-one, with your permission.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it is not possible here, but you can reach out to our team. Our team can guide you if really required. They can add conference, but yeah, our team can guide you better. Talk to our team expert Mahesh. Mahesh can
Okay.
get all your questions resolved. If not, he will redirect it to me.
Sure. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you all. We'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow.